McCarthy! McCarthy! Speaker McCarthy! Fix this.
They went as far as pulling the fire alarm, not to try to get the bill to come up.
Yep. We're meeting in the middle. We're meeting in the middle. We're meeting in the middle of nowhere. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm your host, El Krem, and we are meeting in the middle of nowhere. As usual, because you guys know, consciousness has no location and neither does compromise. So today, we're going to be talking again about how childish the U.S. politicians continue to behave. For some reason, I don't know. The politicians here in the USA, in the United States, continue to act like babies. At best, teenagers. So the government was scheduled to shut down on Saturday unless the House and the Senate was able to come up with a bill or a resolution, that was going to allow the government to continue operating. So it was a critical moment. Saturday, we all thought the government was going to shut down, actually. Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, had a tough task. His task was to table a bill that both parties will vote on, which would keep the government open. So during one of these sessions, a government bill has been proposed, and they're voting on it. A New York representative, his name, Jamal Bowman. Let's just get this right. Jamal Anthony Bowman is an American politician serving as the U.S. representative for New York. So yeah, this guy, he has a problem with what he doesn't like the bill that is being voted upon. So guess what he decides to do? He decides to go outside and pull the fire alarm. Can you imagine that? Our government is about to shut down unless we can come up with a resolution today, like ASAP. The speaker has tabled a bill for people to vote on. Meanwhile, they're voting. Jamal Anthony Bowman steps outside and pulls the fire alarm. Not only does he pull the fire alarm, he claims it's an accident. He claims he did it by accident. But the truth of the matter was, they were voting on a bill he didn't like. So he went out there and pulled the fire alarm. Let's just say there's some high school kid paying attention to this or watching this somewhere, and he decides to walk into his high school for some reason and yanks the fire alarm. What example are we setting for the younger generation? If a man can feel as though he can just walk outside and pull the fire alarm in the middle of a congressional meeting where they're trying to keep the government going because he doesn't like the bill that is being voted upon. How is this an accident? A fire alarm pressed to the corner of the wall somewhere. You walk all the way over there and pull that fire alarm, and you want us to believe it's an accident? Like, when I see stuff like this, it makes me wonder, how can you get anything done in Congress right now? It is so bipartisan. It's either so far right or so far left. This shows me you guys are unable to come
Congress has
come
done
to a
it once again.
compromise
They've
on
kicked the proverbial
anything.
can down the road, passing
Even
a
something so
45-day
serious
funding
as
bill to
keeping our
keep the
government open.
running.
You guys are
Now,
pulling
the
fire
deadline for getting
alarms.
spending bills passed is November 17th. Joining us this morning, the Speaker
The
of
bill
the House,
was passed, and they
Kevin
were able to
McCarthy.
keep the government
Good
going.
morning. You've had a heck of a week.
But this is temporary. It was only for
There's a lot to
45
get to with
days.
you. I want to
So
start,
whatever they
though, on the
passed
news
on
this morning from
Saturday
Congressman Matt Gaetz, who says he's going to
will have to be
seek a
revisited
motion to vacate.
45
He's
days
gonna try to
again.
oust you,
45 days later,
of the
excuse me.
House.
That's nothing new. He's tried to do that from the moment I ran.
So you
for
guys
office.
couldn't even
Look,
Well, this
come
time
up
he
with
says he's gonna keep
a
going.
long-lasting
May
solution
not get there before the 15th ballot, but it took 15 for Kevin.
in the
McCarthy.
middle
He
of
says
your
he's coming for you.
meetings.
Can you survive?
yes,
Someone is pulling the
this
fire
is
alarm.
personal with Matt. Matt voted against the most conservative
Not only that,
ability to protect our border.
a
secure our border.
Republican
He's more interested in
member of
securing TV
Congress
interviews than doing
or of the
something. He wanted
Senate
to push us into a shutdown.
is trying to
Even
vote out the
threatening
Republican
his
speaker
own district with all the military
because he
people that
doesn't
will
like
not
some
be
of the
paid,
concessions that
only
that were
because he
made,
wants to
that he
pay.
has made in order to keep the government open.
I do intend to file a motion to vacate against Speaker McCarthy this week. I think we need to rip off the Band-Aid. I think we need to move on with new leadership that can be trustworthy.
So be it, bring it on, let's get over with it, and let's start governing. If he's upset because he tried to push us in a shutdown and I made sure government didn't shut down, then let's have that fight.
So now he's planning, he's hoping some of the Democrats will join him and vote the speaker out.
Would you vote to get rid of McCarthy as
Would
Speaker?
I cast that vote? Absolutely.
It's just getting so messy in there, man. You want to vote this man out when you're the minority. You want to bring forth a vote to vote the speaker out. As a minority, I'm talking in terms of your viewpoints. You're a minority. You want to vote the speaker out solely because of some of the concessions he made to keep the government open. I hear you, but isn't these things you guys could work on as a party? You're willing to pull in members from the other party to vote out a speaker from your party. We're sitting here thinking these politicians are getting the job done. These fools are pulling fire alarms in the middle of important meetings and claiming there are accidents. Now they're yelling, insurrection, insurrection. Like it's January 6th all over again. Now, I'm not going to compare the two. We seen what happened and we seen what transpired during that day. But what do you guys think? Is that a punishable offense? Can he be booked for that? Pulling a fire alarm in the middle of a congressional proceeding. Do you guys think he should face charges for that? You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. And how do you guys feel about this? Because when I see something like this, it leaves me with no hope, man. In such a dire situation, these are the antics that are going on in Congress. Matt Gaetz wants to vote the Speaker of the House out. AOC is willing to join that side to help vote the Speaker of the House out. We have 45 days to come up with another resolution to stop the government from shutting down again. This is what you guys are worried about? Pulling fire alarms and voting each other out? Why can't we all just work together? Jesus Christ. Why is it so difficult to work together? I understand there's a difference in opinions, difference in policies, but are they so drastic to the point that every few months there's a risk of our government shutting down? And not only that, we're worried the politicians might not be able to behave on that day. Just voting the speaker in was a tall task on his own. How many votes? 12 votes? It took the whole day. So it's just making me believe these people cannot come to a compromise or come to any sort of conclusion. This is an important time, man. That boy went out there and yanked the fire alarm. We about to vote. That boy said, nope. I don't like what they voting on. I'm going to just go out there and yank the vote, pull the fire alarm. Like a knucklehead kid, like a knucklehead teenager. So you're telling the public there's no way you guys could resolve your differences in Congress with bills as politicians are supposed to. You guys let me know what you guys think, man. And if you guys like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll be back with another one. Thank you.